friends, welcome to the next episode of App Guide. Here we will be solving some important problems on simple interest and compound interest. As always, I am suggesting you to follow the videos on each topic in sequence for better understanding. So we will go straight away to the questions. 63rd question is, Manu borrows rupees 5,000 for 2 years at 4% per annum simple interest. He immediately lends it to another person at 6.14% per annum for 2 years. Find his gain in transaction per year. So, in this question they are telling that a person named Manu borrowed rupees 5,000 for 2 years at 4% per annum. Then he lent it to another person at 6.14% per annum for 2 years. Then we need to find out what is his profit. Okay. So, in order to find out his profit, we need to find out the difference in the interest from first case and second case. Okay. So, in order to find out the difference, the easy method is to find out the difference in the rate first. So, what is the difference in the rate? Difference in the rate will be equal to 6/4 minus 4. Now, how can we do this simplification easily? There is a shortcut method to find out this answer. Okay. So, first what you need to do is subtract this 4 from 6. That is 6 minus 4. That will be equal to 2. Then subtract this fraction part. Okay. That is 1/4. Here no fraction is there. So, 1/4 minus 0. That is equal to 1/4. Okay. So, 6 minus 4 and 1/4 minus 0. So, the answer will be 2 1/4. Okay. 2 1/4. So, directly you can simplify it like this. Okay. Now, the rate will be equal to 2 1/4%. That you can write it as 9/4%. Now, in order to get the profit, find out the interest by using this rate. So, interest will be equal to PRT by 100. What is the principal given? That is 5,000 into rate is 9/4 into we need to find out his gain in transaction per year. So, time period we need to take it as 1. Okay, by 100. So, on solving this, you will get the value as rupees 112.5. Hence, this will be equal to his gain in transaction per year. Okay. Before going to the next problem of simple interest and compound interest, let us see how can we solve these mixed fractions by shortcut methods, because this will help you to solve some problems in simple interest and compound interest also. So, in usual method, what we will be doing is we will convert this mixed fraction first to an improper fraction. Then we will do this simplification. So, in shortcut methods, we are not doing any conversions. Let us see how can we solve it fast. So, in order to solve this, first what we will be doing is we will do the simplification for this whole number part. That is, first we will do 9 plus 7 minus 9. 9 plus 7 minus 9 will be equal to 7. Then we will do the addition or subtraction for this fraction part. That is 3/4 plus 2/5 minus 1/2. 3/4 plus 2/5 minus 1/2. So, on solving this, you will get it as 13/20. See, now when you solved this fraction part, you got a positive value. Now, whenever you get positive value, you can directly write this answer as 7 13/20. 7 13/20. Okay. Now, let us see how to solve this problem. So, when you are solving this problem also, first you need to consider the whole number part. That is 3 plus 8 minus 5. 3 plus 8 minus 5 is equal to 6. Now, you need to do the addition or subtraction for this fraction part. That is 1/6 plus 1/4 minus 7/8. So, on solving this, you will get it as minus 11/24. Okay. Now, see here we got a negative value. So, whenever you get negative value, what you need to do is first you need to subtract 1 from this 6. Okay. subtract 1 from that 6. Then here what you need to do is subtract this numerator from the denominator. That is, write 24 minus 11 divided by this denominator. Okay. So that will be equal to 6 minus 1 is 5, and on solving this you will get 13 by 24. Okay. So this is the answer. So whenever positive value comes, you can directly write 7 13 by 20. But whenever negative value comes, when you are solving the fraction part, you need to do this one. Okay. Now let us see how can we solve this problem. This also, first you solve for this whole number part, that is 3 plus 8 minus 5, that is equal to 6. Now you do the addition or subtraction for this fraction part, that is 5 by 8 plus 2 by 3 minus 7 by 24, that will be equal to 24 by 24, which is equal to 1. Now here also, when you solve this fraction part, you got a whole number. So whenever you get a whole number here, the answer will be like, just add these two whole numbers, that is 6 plus this one. So the answer will be equal to 7. So this is how you can do this mixed fractions easily without converting it to improper fractions. Now let us do the next problem of simple interest and compound interest. The next question is the difference between simple interest and compound interest on rupees 1200 for 1 year at 10% per annum reckoned half yearly is. So in this question we need to find out the difference between simple interest and compound interest when it is reckoned half yearly. So whenever half yearly comes, the time period becomes double, that is 1 into 2, that is 2, and the rate of interest becomes half, that is 10 by 2, which that is equal to 5%. Okay. Now the time period is 2 years. We are doing this by Pascal's triangle method. If anyone is having any doubt regarding Pascal's triangle method, you can go to the first part of simple interest and compound interest. There I have explained everything very clearly. Okay. So since the time period is 2 years, write 1, 2, 1. Then below this one, you need to write down the principal. The principal value is 1200. Below this 2, you need to write this principal into r by 100. R is 5 by 100, that is equal to 60. Then here this 60 into r by 100, that is equal to 3. Okay. Now I told this part is for, this is for simple interest, and this total part is for compound interest. Hence difference between compound interest and simple interest will be this part. Hence the difference between simple interest and compound interest will be equal to this 3. Okay. So rupees 3 is the answer. The next question is the difference between simple interest and compound interest on a sum for 2 years at 10% per annum when the interest is compounded annually is rupees 16. If it is compounded half yearly, what is the difference between the interest? So in this question they have given the difference between simple interest and compound interest when it is compounded annually. So we need to find out their differences when it is compounded half yearly. So in this question the principal is not given. So we need to find out the principal first in order to find out the difference between the interest when it is compounded half yearly. Okay. So first let us assume the principal as 100. Okay. And the time period is given as 2 years. When it is compounded annually, it is 2 years. And the rate is given as 10%. Okay. Now since the time period is 2 years, by Pascal's triangle method we can write 1, 2, 1. Below this one we need to write the principal. So principal we took it as 100. So below this 2, this 100 into rate by 100. 100 into rate is 10. So 100 into 10 by 100, that is equal to 10. Below this one we need to write this 10 into r by 100, that is this 10 into 10 by 100, that will be equal to 1. Now we know this part is for simple interest, This whole part is for compound interest. Hence the difference between simple interest and compound interest will be this one. Okay. So this one is the difference between simple interest and compound interest when the principal is 100, time period is 2 years and rate is 10%. Okay. And this difference is given in the question as 16, which means we can write this one as 16. If we can write this one as 16, how can we write this principal 100? We need to find out the value of the principal first. So if 1 can be written as 16, how can we represent 100? This 1 into 16 is 16. So here also if you do into 16, you will get the value for the principal. Hence, principal will be equal to 100 into 16, that is 1600. Now we got the value of the principal. Now we need to find out the difference between the interest when it is compounded half yearly. So when it is compounded half yearly, time period becomes double. So T will be equal to 2 into 2, that is equal to 4. And rate of interest becomes half. So in half yearly, rate of interest becomes half. So the given rate of interest is 10. So 10 by 2, that will be equal to 5%. So the new rate of interest is 5%. Okay. Now let us do Pascal's triangle method with the time period 4 years. So when the time period is 4 years, we need to write 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. Okay. Below this one we need to write down the principal, that is 1600. Below this 4 we need to write this 1600 into R by 100. R is now 5. 5 by 100. That will be equal to 80. Now below this 6 we need to write this 80 into R by 100. That is 80 into 5 by 100. That will be equal to 4. Now below this 4 we need to write this 4 into R by 100. That is 5 by 100. That will be equal to 0.2. Now below this one, this 0.2 into 5 by 100. That will be equal to 0.01. Now we know the part just after this principal, that is this part. This part is for simple interest, and the whole part after this principal is for compound interest. This whole part is for compound interest. Okay. Now if this whole part is for compound interest and this is for simple interest, what will be the difference between simple interest and compound interest? Difference between compound interest and simple interest will be this part. Hence, difference will be equal to, difference between simple interest and compound interest will be equal to this 6 into 4 plus 4 into 0.2 plus 1 into 0.01. That will be equal to rupees 24.81. So this is the difference between the simple interest and compound interest when it is compounded half yearly. The next question is, Arun lent a sum on simple interest at a certain rate of interest per annum. The ratio between difference in compound interest and simple interest of 3 years and 2 years is 25:8. The rate of interest is. So in this question, they have given the ratio between the difference in compound interest and simple interest for 3 years and 2 years. We need to find out the rate of interest. So in this question, the principal is not given. So let us assume the principal as 100 for easy calculation. Okay. So first let us consider the time period as 3 years and rate is also not given. So let us assume it as R. Okay. So when the time period is 3 years, we can write 1, 3, 3, 1. Below this one write principal 100. Below this 3, this 100 into r by 100, that is r. Below this 3, this r into r by 100, that is r square by 100. Then below this one, this r square by 100 into r by 100, that is r square by 100 into r by 100. That will be equal to r cube by 100 into 100. Okay. Now we know that this part is for simple interest and the whole part after this principle is for compound interest. Hence the difference between simple interest and compound interest will be this part. Okay. So difference between simple interest and compound interest is equal to 3 into r square by 100 plus 1 into r cube by 100 into 100. Or we can write this as, taking r square by 100 common, we will get r square by 100 into 3 plus r by 100. So this is the difference in simple interest and compound interest when the time period is 3 years. Now let us find the difference between simple interest and compound interest when the time period is 2 years. Okay. So here also the principal we are considering as 100 and rate as r. So when time period is 2 years, we need to write 1, 2, 1. So below this one, write the principal. Okay. So below this 2, this 100 into r by 100, that is r. So below this one, this r into r by 100, that is r square by 100. Now this part is for simple interest and the whole part after this principle is for compound interest. Hence what will be the difference between simple interest and compound interest? This part will be the difference between simple interest and compound interest. Hence difference is equal to r square by 100. Now the ratio of these two is given as 25 by 8. So let us write r square by 100 into 3 plus r by 100 by this r square by 100 is equal to 25 by 8. This r square by 100 and r square by 100 gets cancelled. Hence we can write 3 plus r by 100 is equal to 25 by 8. So by solving this we will get the value of r as 12 1 by 2 percentage. So this is the answer. 67th question is, the compound interest on a sum for 2 years is rupees 832 and the simple interest on the same sum for the same period is rupees 800. The difference between the simple interest and compound interest for 3 years will be. So in this question they have given the compound interest and the simple interest for a particular value of principal for a time period of 2 years. We need to find out the difference between the simple interest and compound interest for the same principal for a time period of 3 years. Now let us see how to solve this problem. So initially the time period is given as 2 years. So when the time period is 2 years, we need to write 1, 2, 1. So below this one we need to write down the principal. The principal value is not given, so let us assume it as P. So below this 2 we need to write this P into R by 100. Rate is also not given, so let us write the rate as R. So this will be P R by 100. So below this one we need to write this value into R by 100. So that will be equal to PR by 100 into R by 100. Now from this the simple interest will be equal to 2 into PR by 100. Simple interest is equal to 2 PR by 100. In the question, the simple interest is given as 800. So let us equate this to 800. Now PR by 100 will be equal to 400. So let us consider this as first equation. Now from this, what is the difference between simple interest and compound interest? If this is for simple interest, this entire part is for compound interest, difference will be this part. So difference between simple interest and compound interest will be equal to PR by 100 into R by 100. In the question, compound interest is given as 832 and simple interest is given as 800. So what will be their difference? The difference will be equal to 832 minus 800, that is equal to 32. So we can equate this 32 to this difference. So this will be equal to 32. So let us consider this as the second equation. Now we know that PR by 100 is equal to 400. So here we can substitute 400 for this PR by 100. So this will be equal to 400 into R by 100 is equal to 32. Or we can write this as R by 100 is equal to 32 by 400. Okay. So this is, let us consider as the third equation. We need to find out the difference between the simple interest and compound interest for 3 years. So when the time period is 3 years, we need to write 1, 3, 3, 1. So below this one we need to write down the principal, that is P. So below this 3 we need to write this P into R by 100, that is PR by 100. So below this 3 we need to write this PR by 100 into R by 100. PR by 100 into R by 100. But we know the value of PR by 100 into R by 100, that is 32. Okay, so we can write here it as 32. Now here what we need to write? We need to write this value into R by 100. So this is 32 into R by 100. So from this is for simple interest and this entire part is for compound interest. So what will be the difference? This part will be for difference. Hence difference between simple interest and compound interest will be equal to 3 into 32 plus 1 into this value. 3 into 32 plus 1 into 32 into R by 100. R by 100 we found it as 32 by 400. So we can write here it as 32 by 400. So on solving this, you will get the value as 98.56. So this is the difference between simple interest and compound interest when the time period is 3 years. 68th question is, a bank offers 10% interest rate compounded annually. A person deposits rupees 20,000 every year in his account. If he does not withdraw any amount, then how much balance will his account show after 4 years? So in this question they are telling that a person is depositing money every year in the bank up to 4 years. Then what will be his total amount after the 4 years? For a usual question, it will be like this, that a person deposits money in the first year, then we need to find out what is the amount after 4 years. But in this question, the person is depositing money every year up to 4 years. That is, he is depositing money in the 20,000 rupees in the first year. In the second year also he is depositing 20,000. Third year also he is depositing 20,000. And the fourth year also he is depositing 20,000. Then we need to find out what is the total amount. So total amount will be equal to amount for the money he deposited in the first year plus amount for the money he deposited in the second year plus amount for the money he deposited in the third year plus amount for the money he deposited in the fourth year. So we need to find out these amounts separately and then adding all those amount we will get the total amount. Now what will be the time period for the money he deposited in the first year? For the time period will be equal to 4 years. And for the money he deposited in the second year, what will be the time period? 1 less than this, that is 3 years. And for the money he deposited in the third year, time period will be equal to 2 years. And for the money he deposited in the fourth year, time period will be equal to 1 year. So we need to find out the amount for the time period 4 years, then 3 years, then 2 years, then 1 year. And adding all those amount, we will get the total amount. So let us see how to solve this by Pascal's triangle method. So first we need to find out the total amount when the time period is 4 years. So when the time period is 4 years, we need to write 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. So below this one we need to write down the principal. The principal is 20,000. So below this for this 20,000 into R by 100, that is 20,000 into 10 by 100, that will be equal to 2,000. Then below this 2,000 into 10 by 100, that will be equal to 200. So below this 200 into 10 by 100, that is 20. Then here 20 into 10 by 100, that will be 2. Now the total amount will be equal to this 20,000 into 1 plus 4 into 2,000 plus 6 into 200 plus 4 into 20 plus 1 into 2. So total amount will be equal to 20,000 plus 4 into 2000 plus 6 into 200 plus 4 into 20 plus 1 into 2. That will be equal to 9282. Okay. This is interest part. This complete is for interest part and this is principal. So principal plus interest will be equal to the amount. Now let us find out the amount when the time period is 3 years. So when the time period is 3 years, what will be the amount? Right? 1, 3, 3, 1. So below this one, the principal, that is 20,000. So here it will be 20,000 into 10 by 100, that is 2,000. So below this 200, then below this 20. So what will be the amount? Amount will be equal to 20,000 plus 3 into 2000 plus 3 into 200 plus 1 into 20. That will be equal to 6,620. Now let us find out the time period, for the amount for time period 2 years. So write 1, 2, 1. Below this one 20,000. Then 20,000 into 10 by 100, that is 2,000. So here it will be 200. So amount will be equal to 1 into 20,000 plus 2 into 2,000 plus 1 into 200. That will be equal to 4,200. Then we need to find out amount for the time period 1 year. So for 1 year we need to write 1, 1. So below this one write the principal, that is 20,000. So below this is 20,000 into 10 by 100, that is 2,000. So amount will be equal to 1 into 20,000 plus 2,000. 20,000 plus 2,000. Now on adding all these amounts, we will get the total amount. So total amount will be equal to 20,000 is 4 times. So 20,000 into 4 plus 9,282 plus 6,620 plus 4,200 plus 2,000. So the answer will be equal to 102,102. So rupees 1,02,102 is the total amount when he is depositing the money every year. Here finishes this part of simple interest and compound interest. I will be back with other varieties of problems in the next part. If you felt this video helpful, like it, share it and subscribe it. Also press the bell button so that you get the notification when I am uploading my new videos. Thank you for watching the video. Bye.